everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on your mat today for yoga. Today we have a storm going on outside, a winter storm going. We are stuck in the house, and when I was planning out the class last night, I was thinking about how sometimes we get stuck in our heads, just like we can get stuck in a house during a storm. We can get stuck in our heads, and we have these looping thoughts, we have these anxieties, worries, and we attach to them, and we kind of forget where we are. We're not in our bodies. So yoga can really help us come back into our bodies. That's why I love it so much, and I want to share it with you. So today, our theme is wanting to open up those energy channels that get stuck in our bodies when we are in our heads. So allowing that mind-body connection to happen through movement, through breath. So today, we are going to come down onto a seated position. You don't need any props today. So just take a seat, feel the earth below you. Maybe bring your fingertips to the earth. Maybe closing your eyes or having a soft gaze down as we take a couple breaths here. Just begin to notice how your breath moves in and out of your body. And just realize how it happens every day without you noticing sometimes. But let's just get in touch and just notice how it moves through the belly, ribs, and chest. So maybe placing one hand on your belly, lower belly, one hand on your heart. As you breathe in, we'll take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. We'll take another 2 deep breaths at your own pace. Inhaling. Exhale. And then one more time. Inhale. Exhale. We'll let our breath return to normal. Feeling the belly rise on your inhale. Ribs and chest rise. And then the subtle pulling back of the belly and ribs and chest towards the spine on your exhale. And then on your next breath, let the eyes begin to float open if they were closed. We'll change the cross of our legs so the opposite leg is in front, and we'll begin some stretching here. Let's take those fingertips and wiggle them a little bit. Let's get some energy flowing. We'll open and close the hands a few times. Taking the wrists and pointing them away from you a few times and shaking them out and then towards you. Are you making a bed to sleep in? And then we'll take the hands into fists and roll the wrists one way, warming up our wrists, and then the opposite way. Warming up the arms, we'll bring them up on the inhale. Exhaling the hands together and down. 2 more times. We'll tent the fingers of the left hand as the right arm lifts up. And exhaling overhead, stretching and coming back down. We'll do the other side, tenting the fingers of the right hand, inhaling the left arm up. And overhead, and back down. We'll do this one more time. Inhale up. Oh, it feels good to stretch. And then again on the opposite side. And down. Both hands together. Inhale up. Exhale, hands together and down. Good. Interlace the fingers together. Send the palms away on your inhale. Up. And exhale the hands apart and away. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale. Stretching out and up. And exhaling away. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Bringing the left hand over to the right knee. We'll bring the right hand behind. Inhale and exhale to the twist, letting your body use those ribs and ab muscles to twist over to the right. Breath here. And then we'll come back to the center, bringing the right hand to the left knee. Left hand comes behind as we take an inhale. Exhale to that twist. Taking a breath here, relaxing the face. Coming back together to the front with the hands in front of you, crawling the fingers out any amount. Maybe it's just a little lean, or drop the head, the shoulders. Take a nice couple breaths here. And again, you don't have to look exactly like I look. You don't have to be in the position I'm in as we lean forward. Maybe you're here. Wherever you feel a stretch is really good. Letting everything go with gravity. We'll slowly walk the hands to the left, over the left knee, letting the head, the chest, the shoulders just drop down as we feel a stretch somewhere in the body, maybe in the right hip, right shoulders. And then we'll find our way to the other knee. Diagonally over that knee, we'll stretch, letting the head, the chin come down. Take a breath or 2 here. I'm feeling it right here today in the left side. Maybe you feel it in the shoulders, the hips, the back, the pelvis. Take another breath here. Good. And then we'll come back to the center, walking the fingers back up. We'll take some rotations over to the left. Let your hands just gently rest on your knees as you come around. We'll take 3 nice rotations here. 1 more time. Good. Timing our breath as we come around, turning the palms up. Take a breath here. Noticing how you feel. And then we'll do the other side. Hands come down on the knees as we come around 3 or 4 times. Nice stretch as we rotate that waist, that pelvis, those hips. Good. Coming back to stillness, palms turn up, lifting the chest, breath in and out. Beautiful. We'll take those shoulders, take the right arm out, reach it out, wiggle those fingers, feel the energy in your arm as you stretch it away from the body and then up. Really feel it lift and reach. Maybe take a look at those fingertips. Good. Bring that arm, hand down, bending the elbow. Hand comes to the base of the neck as we draw the elbow towards the center line. Breathing here. Great stretch for your shoulders. Good. And we'll take that same arm out again and across the body, drawing that forearm in with the opposite hand or forearm as we bring that right shoulder down, drawing that right arm towards the body. Breathe here. Hip bones are forward, eye gaze is forward, relaxed as you stretch. Really engage the shoulder, really engage the chest, lifting it, crown of the head, relaxed and long spine. And then release. Beautiful. We'll do the other side, sending that left arm out, really wiggling the fingers. Take a look at that arm as you stretch away from the body. And then up. Reach up, reach, reach, reach. And then drop that hand behind the nape of the neck. Bring that other arm across. Draw the elbow towards the center line. Relax your neck and breathe here. Beautiful stretch for that shoulder joint, that elbow, that arm. Relax the face. Gentle release of the neck. Relax it. Beautiful. And then we'll release that stretch, taking the same arm out and across the body, drawing it in. Let that left shoulder drop as you draw the arm closer, feeling a moderately strong stretch here, somewhere in the left arm. Another breath in and out. Holding, relaxing the fingertips. Releasing the shoulder down, drawing the left arm, drawing it closer to the body. And then let it go. Shaking it all out. Rolling the shoulders up and back and down 3 or 4 times. We'll go the other direction, up and forward and down. Really getting some mobility in that shoulder, both of those shoulders. Beautiful. And then we'll take the elbows bent and back, cactusing the arms. Let the arms release back, elbows back. And we'll just gentle pulses here and then draw the elbows back, holding here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We'll inhale up. And exhale down with the hands. Beautiful. We'll come to our hands and knees, wrists under shoulders. I'm going to turn those toes under and just lift the knees, firing up that core. 2 breaths here. Another breath in and out. And then we'll begin to draw the knees up, hips raised high. As we send those heels back away from us towards the mat. Mine don't touch, and if yours don't touch, that's perfectly fine. Reaching the chest towards those knees, towards those, the back of the thigh, towards the top of the thighs, that chest. And then we'll drop the knees, coming back to table. We'll do this 2 more times. We'll lift the knees, inhale. Breathing here, 2 breaths. Really firing up that corset of muscles that wraps around the sides of our body, our midline. And then we'll come up to a downward dog, nice and slow, sending the heels back. Sending that chest down, and then we'll come back nice and slow down to table. We'll do this 1 more time. Inhaling. And exhaling the knees up, holding here. Another breath. And then we'll slowly come up. Oh, that feels good coming into that downward dog. Nice back stretch here. Sending the chest towards those thighs. Any amount. Heels reaching back. Shoulders relaxed and down as best as possible. And then bending the right knee. Keeping that left calf straight. And then we'll bend the opposite knee, straightening the right leg. And then you can continue to bend and straighten if that feels good. At your own pace, maybe holding one side longer than the other. Really paying attention to where you feel it in your legs. And then finding some stillness. Another breath here. And then we'll lift the right leg behind us. Heel reaching away from the body. Inhale it. Take a breath here. Three-legged dog. You got this. And then we'll send on the exhale, we'll send the knee through. Foot comes between the hands, left knee comes down, arms lift, inhale. Nice stretch here. Exhale down. Coming to the left foot comes forward, come to a forward fold. Maybe hold the elbows, let everything come down. 3 breaths here. If it feels good to walk the hands from side to side, you can do that. Feet are about hips width distance apart, head hanging heavy. Beginning from here to bend those knees, rooting those feet into the solid ground as we reach the arms up. Exhale the hands together into the heart. We'll take a side stretch. Right arm lifts. Exhaling over to the side, coming down. And your left arm can be on your hip. It can be at your side. Take the opposite arm up. Stretching overhead, leaning to the right. And then coming back down. We'll take both arms, bending the knees and lift them to the side. Exhaling to that forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Flat back, gentle. And we're not really pressing into the shins here. We're just gentle, holding on to the legs, and then exhale down. And we will gently come back to table. Knees come down, wrists, hips width distance, shoulder width apart. And we'll take, turning the toes under. We'll lift the knees, hovering here. One more breath. And then we'll send the hips high, coming back into our downward dog. We'll come down again. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, hovering. Repeating our pattern. And after a couple breaths, we'll send the hips high, heels reaching for the floor. We just have 1 more of these. Chest reaching for the thighs. And maybe you're like this, your knees are very bent. Whatever feels good for you, you hold that pose. Listen to your body as we practice today. We'll come back to our hands and knees. And then on the next breath, we'll lift just the knees, hovering here, using that core, firing that core up. Another breath in and out. Sending those hips high. Beautiful. We'll bend the right knee. Then we'll bend the left knee only. And then allowing yourself to pedal your feet a little bit or come to stillness, whatever feels good for you. Beautiful. And this time we'll lift that left leg away from the body. Heel pulls away. Inhale. Good. And then send that leg through to the hands. Let that right knee come down. Top of the back foot on the floor. Arms lift. Inhale up in low lunge. Anjaneyasana. You got this. And then we'll bring the hands down. Coming to the toes of the back foot, lifting that knee, we'll come forward into our folds. Holding the elbows, adding motion or stillness as we take 3 breaths here. Letting everything go down with gravity. Beautiful release here. Letting go of the elbows, beginning to bend the knees, root the feet down as we rise. Inhaling up, hands come together on your exhale and down to the heart. We'll take a breath here. Bending those knees. We'll inhale up and let yourself fold. Find that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And this time we'll take both legs back, finding our plank. Knees can be down for modification here. As we take a couple breaths here, again, firing up that core. And then we'll allow ourselves to begin to lower down all the way to the ground, letting those hands come to the side ribs as we peel the chest up for baby cobra. Exhale down. 2 more times. And maybe you come up higher. Instead of baby cobra, it's cobra. Using those back muscles. And then after you've done 3, the last one, you can come up to baby cobra, cobra, or even upward dog. Straighten the elbows, lifting those knees. Inhale. And then turn the toes under. Exhale back to downward dog or child's pose if that feels good. We'll inhale the right leg out, moving slowly, and then exhale through. Foot comes through. We'll turn the back foot for warrior 2 out, bringing the arms out for our warrior 2. Now really feel your feet grounding into the floor. Feel your chest lifting gently as the shoulders drop down. Flipping the front palm. Inhale up for a reverse warrior. Let that back arm relax. And then back to warrior 2. We'll come to side angle. Elbow over that thigh. Opposite arm up as we reach and breathe. Opening up that chest towards the sky, rooting the feet down to lift, opening up channels of energy in your body. Wiggle those fingers. And then come back to our warrior 2. We'll straighten that leg, front leg as we reach, leaning forward till we can't reach anymore. And let that arm drop lightly down. Left arm lifts, finding our beautiful triangle. Breathing here. Again, rooting those feet down. On all 4 pads of your feet, your toes can gently lift. And then we'll reverse that triangle. Just switch the arms. Leave those legs the same. We'll take a breath at the top. Nice opening of the front body here. Finding that warrior 2 again. Hands come to the waist as we turn the feet wide, toes point away. We'll inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms off to the side. Bring it to the, interlace those fingers. Send those arms down. Chest lifts, eye gaze goes up. Inhale. Exhale down. We're following, folding in our wide angle forward fold. Now toes can be parallel or slightly toed in as we find that forward fold. Inhale here, crown of the head reaching for the floor. And you can keep your hands together for a shoulder stretch here or release them at any time. Let those arms come down, walking the fingers backwards between the legs. Let the head come down any amount. Keep breathing. You got this. And then we'll begin to slide the hands forward, inhaling to the fingertips, exhaling to the waist with those hands as we rise, opening up the chest, turning the feet out. Feet face the far corners of the mat. I'll turn around so you can see me a little better. We'll inhale the arms up, legs are straight. Coming into goddess pose, so tailbone shoots straight down, thighs spinning open. Hold here and breathe. Feel the power of this goddess pose. Release the fingers, lighten the hands. Chest lifted, feeling the weight of the feet rooting you down as you reach up with the chest. Feel your head relaxed, your neck is relaxed and neutral. Keep breathing here. You're really strengthening your thighs here. You got this. Another breath in and out. And then we'll reach up, straightening the legs to star pose. Inhale. And then exhale the arms down. We'll heel toe the feet in. Beautiful. Hands come to the middle of your body, maybe one palm on one palm or hands together. Close your eyes. Take a couple moments here to breathe. Noticing how your body feels. Good. We'll get ready for our other side. Coming to the front of your mat. We'll inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then we'll bring the legs back to that beautiful plank we were in before. And knees can always be down. Inhale, exhale. And this time you can come down to a push-up, chaturanga. Inhale, reach up. Or you can come all the way to the ground and then take your back bend. Cobra or upward dog. Inhale, exhale to child's or downward dog. Grounding here, breathing here. Nice stretch. And if you're in child's pose, you can come back to downward dog. We're gonna lift the left leg, inhale. And exhale, plant that left foot between the hands. Back foot spins parallel with the back of the mat as we inhale. Finding that warrior two on the other side. Maybe flipping the palms up and down a couple times, getting your arms adjusted. Let those shoulders relax down. Chest gently lifting. Really feel the power of the legs really working. And you're coming down low enough to challenge yourself. Maybe you're more up here, or maybe you're sinking a little more here. And then we'll flip that front palm, reversing our warrior. Inhale. Good. Feel the opening of the front body as we have a nice stretch here. We'll come back to our warrior two, reaching in opposite directions with those arms. It doesn't appear a lot is going on, but there is a lot. Your feet are grounding down. Your chest is lifting. Arms are reaching, relaxing the neck and the head. Getting ready for our side angle. Reaching overhead. And remember, in side angle, let this left arm relax. Don't let it push don't let it grow heavy. Use the core muscles, hold you up, and you're gently turning your muscles up towards the sky here. Another breath here. You got this. Feel the energy in the fingertips. I like to wiggle my fingers to feel that energy. And then we'll find that warrior two again, our base pose, our foundation. Getting ready for triangle, so straighten that front leg. Here we go. Kick that left hip back as we reach forward. Let that arm release down. Arm reaches up. Arms reach up. And again, your head. Where's your head? Your head can be neutral, relaxed, looking out. It can look up. It can even be down if it hurts the neck to look up. Continue to breathe. And I like to have a soft bend in that left knee. In this triangle, I tend to overbend. I've got to be careful. I don't want to bend too much. I don't want to straighten too much, excuse me. Good. And we'll take another breath here. You got this. Building that energy. And then we'll transition into reverse triangle. I need to get a better mat. My mat's a little slippery today. And I know I need to buy a new one. And then I'll come back to we're in reverse triangle. We're gonna come back to that warrior two, bending that front knee again. Knee is always over the ankle in warrior two. Long back leg, toes of the back foot are turned out. Beautiful. And then we'll bring our hands to our waist, turning our feet parallel to each other or slightly toed in as we inhale. Exhale the arms behind, interlacing the fingers. Nice shoulder stretch here. Send those shoulders down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, crown of the head, reaching for the floor. Folding over. And again, maybe you want your hands sliding down your legs. Maybe that's more secure for you. Again, find your level. Find where you are today. Nice shoulder stretch as we let gravity send the crown of the head down. Good. And then we'll release the hands, walking them backwards between the legs. Now, maybe your range of motion isn't there. Maybe your fingertips are here. That's fine too. Wherever they are is perfect. Just draw the head down. Use the feet to support and root down so that your torso can stretch and do what it needs to do. Another breath in and out. Giving yourself time to open up. And then we'll walk the hands back, coming to the fingertips in front. Take an inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the waist, and we rise, turning the feet towards the far corners of the mat for our goddess pose. Inhale, the arms up, legs are straight. Exhale, cactus arms to that goddess pose, opening up the chest, let it lift. Elbows pull down as we open up the hands. Wiggle those fingers, that energy. You got this. Let it shine out. Let the energy you're building in your body shine out. Yes, it's work. Yes, it's stretching. Yes, it's a lot of weight on your legs right now, but you're doing great. Stay here, maybe even lift a heel or the opposite heel for a challenge, or both heels. See how you feel. And then we'll inhale. Exhale the arms up, straighten the legs to star. You're a star. And then let the arms release. Heel toeing the feet in. Coming, hands come to the heart. Take a couple breaths here. Maybe close the eyes down. Arms can even be at your sides if that feels better. Breath is cleansing your muscles, your ligaments, your tendons, your blood, your bones, everything. Every time you take a deeper breath or stretches, everything really helps to bring blood flow, open up the vagus nerve, that nerve that runs all the way down your body, from the crown of your head all the way down your spine. Good. We're going to come to the front of our mat. We're going to take our balance pose today. We'll take tree pose, bringing our eye focus to something that's not moving. Again, find your posture, lifting the heart gently, activating the legs, activating the core. We'll bring the weight to the left leg. We'll send that foot, the right knee perpendicular to the other knee by placing the foot on the leg above or below that knee, never on that knee hinge joint. Finding whatever, maybe your hands are together, maybe you grow your tree, reaching out, feeling the energy. If we fall, we get back in. We're practicing that center in our brain called proprioception, where we are aware of our body and space, our balance. So important as we age, as we grow older. We want to have that balance and that confidence as we move our bodies, continuing to move as we age. Good. Take another breath here, wherever you are. And then we'll bring ourselves, our hands down, our foot down. Beautiful. And you could come to stillness. You can shake out your legs if that feels good. Finding what feels good for you as we get ready for the other side. Finding that mountain pose. Finding that focus with your eye gaze. Bringing your weight to your opposite leg. Finding your tree on the opposite side, continuing to breathe all the way through this beautiful tree pose on this wintry day here in Connecticut. You're in your tree pose. Steady breath, steady mind. Mind and body coming together today. And then we'll begin to bring the arms down if they were up. We'll take the leg off the opposite leg, sending ourselves down. We'll bend the knees, reaching up. We'll take a flow, exhale down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, chest lifts, finding your cobra or your upward dog. Exhaling to your downward dog or child. 3 deep breaths. Beautiful. Now we're going to go one more time on each side. Same thing we did, but we're going to be more silent. I'm going to be more silent. See if you can follow me through what we just did a little faster. So it'll feel good. We'll get our blood going, and then we'll come down onto the mat and do a little stretching before we end. So let's take our last, both sides of our standing poses. So inhale that leg. Exhale. Breath here. Reverse. And side angle. Back to warrior 2. Finding triangle. Reverse triangle. Back to warrior 2. Hands to the waist. Taking our forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Releasing the hands, walking them from side to side or backwards between the legs. Bending the elbows if you are walking backwards. As the crown of the head reaches for the floor. Walking the fingertips back to the front, inhaling to the fingertips. Exhaling, hands come to the waist as we rise, turning the toes out to the far corners of the mat for goddess pose. Inhale. Exhale to goddess. Maybe lifting one heel and then the other, or both. Steady breath in and out, relaxing the fingertips, relaxing the shoulders down. Good, we'll take another breath here. And then we'll release the arms out, legs straight into star. Exhale the hands to the waist, heel toeing the feet in. Come to the front of the mat. Hand over hand or palm in namaste. Closing the eyes for another breath or a soft gaze. Inhale. We'll take our flow. Exhale down. Inhale and exhale. Plank. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale that left leg this time. Exhale through. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. And back to warrior two, side angle. Finding that triangle. Breathing. Reverse. And back to warrior two. Hands come to the waist, finding that, getting ready, interlacing the fingers for that forward fold, wide angle, inhale. Exhale, fold. Couple breaths here. Arms interlaced. Or you can drop them at any time. We'll drop the hands, walking them backwards, or reaching towards the floor with the crown of the head, folding and breathing. Walking the fingers, inhaling to the fingertips, exhale to the waist as we rise, heel toeing the feet in, or jumping, coming to the front of the mat, taking a breath or two here. Noticing how you feel. We'll bend those knees, inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale. Coming down to table. Hands come forward, hips pull back into child's pose. Shoulders and arms release down, head releases down as best as possible. Let the forearms drop down. Another breath here. We'll gently lift the head. Come to the knees, walk the hands out, and you can come to puppy, letting the chest release down and the chin, or just the head can come down if that feels better. So we reach for the floor with the head. If you need more, you could tent the fingers. You could send the chest and the chin towards the floor, stretching your shoulders a little more. You can relax the hands flat if you want, keeping the forearms up as the chin and the chest reach for the floor. Head can just release down if that's better. Lots of options. Or the forearms can be down as the chest reaches down. I'm going to take a shoulder stretch with my fingers tented. And then I'm going to walk myself back, sending myself onto my seat, bending the knees. We'll come down using our ab muscles or holding the backs of your thighs. Good. We'll take a full body stretch, legs out, arms out. Good. We'll draw the knees in to the chest, arms out to a T. We'll let the legs drop over to the left, eye gaze to the right or up. One hand can be on the thighs. If you need more, you could always wrap the bottom leg over the top, or the top leg over the bottom, excuse me. Continuing to allow your breath to move in and out of the body. Focusing on your inhales and your exhales. If your mind begins to wander to thoughts, if they come in, it's okay. Let the thoughts float in. Just don't attach to them. Just notice that you're thinking. Be the observer of your thoughts. Notice where you feel the twist in your spine, your hips. As you breathe here. Nice full body twist for your spine. Good. And then we'll let ourselves unravel our legs, bringing them back to the center. Eye gaze goes up. If it wasn't already, knees can come in for a little squeeze if that feels good. Maybe it doesn't. You could just bring the knees in. Maybe a rock on your back. And then arms out to a T as we let the knees come to the opposite side, to the right. And we'll let our arm is out to a T. I like to put my right hand on my thigh as I look over to the left or up with the neck. Find what feels good for you today, what feels good in your body. Listening to our body is key in yoga. If something doesn't feel right, we don't do it. We modify or change it. And again, if you need more, you can always wrap the top leg over the bottom or in front of it. Enjoying the silence, the peace, feeling supported by the earth in this beautiful twist. Another breath here. And then we'll release that legs, look back up. If you were looking the other direction, draw the knees into the chest. We'll let the left leg go long, drawing the right knee in. Holding here, you can hold the back of the thigh. I like to hold the back of the thigh as opposed to the shin. I don't want to force this knee. You can take half a happy baby if you'd like here, if that feels good. And if this is too much for the straightened leg, you can bend that left leg a little. And then we'll release the half happy baby, drawing the knee in one last time. And then we'll switch our legs, drawing both knees in, and then let the right leg go long or slight bend in the knee, whatever feels good as we draw the left knee in. Nice stretch here for the hips, the back. Take a half a happy baby or stay there with the knee in. If you're by a window, you can look out at nature. Like me, I'm looking at snow falling down. It's so beautiful the way it forms artwork on the trees, the bushes. And then release that half happy baby or the knee, bringing both knees in, little rock on your back. And then drawing the feet together. The soles of the feet together, arms out to the side. 3 breaths here. Maybe one hand on the lower belly, one hand on the heart, like we did in the beginning. Feeling the mind and the body as one here. Notice your breath here. Notice how the belly rises and the ribs and the chest on the inhale. And just ribs and belly. Pull back towards the spine on your exhale. Arms can come out, palms up away from the body, legs part slightly, opening the feet. Let them flop over to the outside as we come to a Shavasana here. Closing the eyes, letting the head grow heavy. Knowing that you stretched, you worked your muscles, opened up energy channels in your body. And you're welcome to pause this video and let yourself stay here a little longer. Finding that stillness, taking a pause, taking a rest from your day. And when you're ready, you can draw one knee into the chest and the other, rocking slowly from side to side. We're taking some stillness, rolling over to one side, slowly pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position to where we started. Drawing the arms out and up, hands come together and to the heart. Thank you all for joining me today for this energy opening practice. We'll bring our thumbs to our third eye, bowing our heads in gratitude for the energy it took to do yoga today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me on your mat today. Maybe try another video at some point. If you liked this video, give it a like. Subscribe to my channel so that you get notice of the free videos weekly that I post this year. 2026, welcome this new year. Thank you again. And Yoda, do you want to say goodbye? Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Yeah. He's cozied up. All right, thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Take care.